Hello, everyone. My name is Clay Carpenter, and today I am delighted to discuss a topic that directly impacts each of us in our increasingly digital world. It is the information security of credit and debit cards. Here is the table of contents covering the introduction, overview of card transactions, common security threats, regulatory framework, security measures and practices, new technologies, security awareness, and then finally the conclusion. So first we'll start with the introduction. In our daily lives, we've become accustomed to the convenience of swiping, tapping, or entering our card details for transactions, whether it's buying groceries, shopping online, or paying for services. Credit and debit cards have become integral to our financial transactions. However, with this convenience comes a heightened need for vigilance. The landscape of financial transactions is not only vast but also vulnerable to various security threats that can have significant consequences for individuals and businesses alike. Throughout the next 15 minutes, I'll dive into the complexity of securing the information associated with credit and debit cards, from understanding the transaction process to exploring common threats and the protective measures in place. My aim is to equip you with the insights into the world of card security. So let's embark on this journey to unravel the complexities and safeguards surrounding credit and debit card information security. By the end of our time together, I hope you'll have a clear understanding of the risks and the crucial steps we can take to ensure a secure financial environment. So without further ado, let's dive into the world of credit and debit card security. So here we have the overview of card transactions. To comprehend the complexities of securing credit and debit card information, it's essential to grasp the fundamental processes that underpin these transactions. Credit card and debit card transactions involve a seamless interaction between customers, merchants, and financial institutions. When you make a purchase online, whether it's in-store or online, your card details are transmitted through a series of secure channels to authorize and facilitate the transfer of funds. In a typical transaction, the process unfolds as follows: initiation, and then number 2, authorization, number 3, transaction settlement. So initiation, you initiate a purchase by presenting your card details to the merchant. This can be done physically by swiping or inserting the card into a point of sale terminal, or virtually by entering your card information like on a website. And then authorization is the merchant system sends you transaction details to the acquiring bank, which in turn communicates with the card issuer to verify the transaction's legitimacy. And this step ensures that you have sufficient funds or credit for the purchase. And then number 3, transaction settlement. Once authorized, the funds are transferred from your account to the merchant's account, completing the transaction. In the case of credit cards, the issuer covers the costs initially, and then you'll repay them later on. So understanding this transactional flow is crucial to appreciating the potential vulnerabilities at each stage. As we explore the security landscape, keep in mind the journey your card information takes from your wallet to the completion of a purchase. This understanding will empower you to address and mitigate potential risks effectively. So let's dive into the common security threats that pose challenges to the complex web of financial interactions. So again, here's common security threats. So while credit card and debit cards have revolutionized the way we transact, they're not immune to a range of security threats. Being aware of these threats is the first line of defense in safeguarding our financial information. So here are some of the most prevalent security threats. Number 1, we have skimming. Number 2, we have phishing. Number 3, we have data breaches. And then number 4 is card not present, or CNP fraud. And then number 5 is lost or stolen cards. And number 6 is weak authentication. So starting with number 1 at skimming, you have physical skimming, which criminals use devices called skimmers to capture card information from the magnetic strip on the back of your credit or debit card. And these are often discreetly installed on ATMs or the point of sale. And then we have digital skimming, which is online skimming, involves compromising e-commerce websites to capture card details during the checkout process. So number 2 is phishing, and cyber criminals employ deceptive emails, messages, or phone calls to trick individuals into revealing sensitive information, including card details and login credentials. And then number 3 is data breaches. Data breaches is a large-scale breach of a database, whether from financial institutions or a third-party service provider. This can expose vast amounts of cardholder information. So it may not just be your card that is compromised with data breaches. So stolen data may include your card number, expiration dates, and even your personal details. And then here at number 4, we have card not present fraud. With the rise of online shopping, CNP fraud occurs when the use of stolen card details for remote transactions. Since the physical card is not required, additional verification measures become crucial in this. So number 5, we have lost or stolen cards. So physical theft of cards puts the cardholder at immediate risk. While many cards offer liability protection, quick reporting of lost or stolen cards is essential to minimize potential misuse. And one thing I can think of with the loss of a stolen card is whenever you leave a restaurant and you just forget about it on the table or something like that. So at number 6, we have weak authentication. And this is just with passwords. You have a weak password or it's easily guessable, especially for online banking and card management. So something you could help with this is multi-factor authentication, or 2FA, which adds an extra layer of security and is highly recommended. So understanding these threats underscores the importance of robust security measures. As we navigate through the presentation, we'll explore the layers of defense that have been implemented to counter these challenges and protect your credit and debit card information. So with this said, let's move on to regulatory framework. In response to the escalating threats of credit and debit card security, regulatory bodies have established frameworks to enforce standards and practices that safeguard sensitive financial information. One prominent framework in this domain is the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, also known as PCI DSS. And PCI DSS is a set of security standards designed to ensure that all companies that accept, process, store, or transmit card information maintain a secure environment. It also encompasses requirements for security management, policy, procedures, network architecture, and other stuff like software design or protective measures. And then going on that, we have key principles of PCI DSS, which is to build and maintain a secure network, protect the cardholder's data, and then maintain a vulnerability management program, and implement strong access control measures like restrict access to cardholder data on a need-to-know basis, and then to monitor and test networks, which implement security policies and procedures on different sorts of networks. And then going along with that, we have the consequences of non-compliance. So failure to comply with the PCI DSS can result in severe consequences, including financial penalties like fines or whatnot. So adhering to the regulatory frameworks like PCI DSS is not just a compliance requirement, but a proactive measure to fortify the security infrastructures surrounding credit and debit card transactions. So as we move forward, we'll explore the specific security measures and best practices that organizations implement to meet these regulatory standards and protect cardholder data effectively. So next up, we have security measures and best practices. Now that we have established the regulatory framework that guides card security, let's dive into the specific measures and best practices employed by organizations to fortify their protection of credit card and debit card information. So here we have encryption, tokenization, multi-factor authentication, regular software updates, and firewall protection. So starting with number 1, we have encryption, which we learned at the beginning of the semester. So during transmission, the encryption utilizes secure encryption protocols such as SSL or TLS in cards for the transmission of cardholder data over networks. This prevents unauthorized interception during online transactions. And then on the chips in each of the cards, it will generate a one-time code associated with the current transaction, which is then transmitted to and deciphered by the card processor to complete the transaction. And then when your card is not being used or it's at rest, and the encrypt stored cardholder data to safeguard it from unauthorized access, even if physical devices or databases are compromised. Then at number 2, we have tokenization. To implement tokenization to replace sensitive cardholder information with unique tokens, of course. And then even if a token is intercepted, it cannot be used to derive the original card details. For instance, this process will replace a card's primary account number with a unique alternate code or card number, also known as a token. And then we have MFA, or multi-factor authentication, which enforces multi-factor authentication to add an extra layer of security, kind of like 2FA, on a password. And this typically involves a combination, again, like a password or a token. And then we have regular software updates. It's just to maintain that all systems are up to date and there's no patches or regular updates patch the vulnerabilities and enhance overall system security. And then we have firewall protection, which deploys and maintains robust firewalls to control and monitor traffic between networks. This helps prevent unauthorized access and protects against external threats. So by adopting a multi-layered approach that incorporates these security measures and best practices, organizations can significantly reduce the risk of security breaches and protect the confidentiality and integrity of credit card and debit card information. As we move forward, we'll explore emerging technologies or new technologies that can contribute to the evolving landscape of card security. So here we have new technologies, and then at number 1 we have EMV chip technology. Number 2 we have contactless payments. Number 3 we have secure mobile wallets, and number 4 we have blockchain technology. So with new technologies, the landscape of credit card and debit card security is continually evolving, driven in part by the integration of innovative technologies. So with EMV chip tech, most of it is already implemented on our debit cards, at least. It's embedded in credit and debit cards as a layer of security to in-person transactions. Unlike magnetic strips, EMV chips generate unique transaction codes for each purpose, making it significantly harder for attackers to clone card details. And then contactless payments, like you hold it up to a terminal, say like at Walmart or a gas station. It enables users to make transactions by simply tapping their cards or mobile devices against a contactless enabled terminal, which reduces the risk associated with physical card skimming, mainly. And then we have blockchain technology, which isn't really implemented yet, but blockchain is the decentralized and tamper-resistant ledger technology. It is being explored for secure and transparent financial transactions. While not yet mainstream, like I said, in card transactions, blockchain has the potential to enhance security and traceability. While these technologies offer promising solutions, it's essential to approach their integration with the balance of innovation and security. As the financial industry continues to evolve, these emerging these emerging technologies become crucial in maintaining the highest standards of credit and debit card security. So now let's shift our focus to security awareness. And security awareness in the ever-evolving landscape of credit card and debit card security, one of the most critical aspects is cultivating a culture of security awareness among users and organizations. No matter how advanced the technologies and protocols, human vigilance remains a fundamental defense against potential threats. So here are some key considerations for promoting security awareness. At number 1, we have phishing education. Number 2, we have password hygiene. Number 3, we have device security. And then number 4, we have 2FA or two-factor authentication. So with phishing education, it educates users about the dangers of phishing attacks, where malicious actors to attempt to trick individuals into revealing sensitive information, like through emails or through your phone and whatnot. So it's good to just stay educated on what to click on and what to not click on. And then number 2, we have password hygiene, which you should really stress the importance of strong, unique passwords for online banking card management, because that's where all your money goes. Like earlier in the semester, we were trying to figure out how long it would take to break a certain password. Yeah, well, if I were you, I wouldn't want my password to be that weak. And then number 3, we have device security, which you should emphasize the need for securing devices that are used for card, keeping software up to date, so you don't have any viruses on your computer or phone that can access your banking information. And then 2FA, which I'm sure most of us are familiar with, is just an extra step for your password, which would help, again, physical skimming. So a security awareness is a dynamic process that requires ongoing effort and adaptation to address new and evolving threats by empowering individuals with knowledge, fostering a proactive security mindset. We can collectively contribute to a safer environment for credit card and debit card transactions. So in conclusion, the world of credit card and debit card security is dynamic and a ever-evolving landscape shaped by the continuous interplay of technological advancements, regulatory frameworks, and human awareness. We've explored the fundamental processes of card transactions like tokenization, encryption, and whatnot. And we explored the new technologies that may be coming abroad and emphasized the crucial role of security awareness. As consumers and organizations alike, it's imperative that we remain vigilant in the face of evolving threats. The integration of technologies such as EMV chips, biometric authentication, and advanced encryption methods provides robust layers of defense. Compliance with regulatory standards, particularly the PCI DSS or Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, is not just a requirement, but a commitment to securing sensitive financial information. Yet even with the most advanced technologies and stringent protocols, the human factor remains pivotal. Security awareness, encompassing a deep understanding of phishing risks, the importance of password hygiene, and the need for regular monitoring, serves as a fundamental defense against potential breaches. So as we navigate our financial transactions, let us continue to foster a culture of security. And that's all for me. Here are my sources, and thank you for your time.